It has been a fixed timetable for almost over a week, and then now you are asking me what is the timetable. Yes, yes, you can use the school bio notes. Not a problem. If you are in Seekers in school, you can use the school bio notes. Not a problem at all. So can someone tell me like where did we stop? I think we stopped with microfilaments yesterday. Yeah, we stopped at microtubules. Why is the count today so low? Yes, okay. No message about what? Okay, about the new ID. Okay, wait a minute. Let me sort it out quickly. Basically, the new ID and password is because to enhance the security. We just feel that some people are using the past user ID and thing who are not belonging to seekers, and there are some students who are like kind of like coming with lots of unwanted things. So we are kind of regulating certain things. Okay, Learnity, I don't think there will be a problem. I mean, like there will be a way to do that thing. It is not possible. Okay, so children, there are things. Uh, your usual timetable is only going to be there. You have bio, max, then you have chemistry, and you have physics. Followed by the doubt clarification section is from 5:30 to 6:30. You have physics doubt clarification section. Okay, so you have a doubt clarification section on physics. Yeah, today 5:30 to 6:30. Henceforth, you are going to have 5:30 to 6:30 will be a doubt clarification section. So you have like 5 hours from now on. Hey, just a second, hang on, man. Okay, I think we are like kind of like wasting time. So 30 students are there. I think they will not be available today. Not everyone will be there. So what we can do is we can start with the class, and then probably what we can do is like we can share the recording with them. Okay. So I think that is what is we can do. Okay. So children, the thing is, we were at microtubules. So now what we are going to do is we are trying to study about microtubules, the other points. Okay, so the next fourth point, I think I gave you 3 points already. The fourth point, there are two subunits. Alpha and beta, which are arranged in helical manner. Okay. So there are two subunits, alpha and beta chain, which are arranged in a manner. So what you need to understand is this microtubule is like kind of a structure. It is a hollow cylindrical structure. So this microtubule will be like looking like this. What is this thing made up of? This is made up of a protein which is called as tubulin. This tubulin is going to be of two types. Okay, tubulin is made up of two subunits. What are the two subunits that it is made up of? It is made up of something called as an alpha subunit. And it is also made up of some subunit which is called as a beta. So what is the meaning of it? If you're going to zoom this and see, you will be able to see that it will be arranged like this. Okay, and then it is also arranged like this. So let us say that this blue color is alpha chain, this green color will be beta chain. So you are having two different proteins, subunits of proteins. Proteins are made up of subunits. Okay, I mean like bigger proteins are made up of smaller subunits of peptides. So that way it is kind of made. So that is what they are trying to tell. Okay, so what is happening is you are having, so it will be like kind of like arranged like this. This is what is the tubulin. I mean, this entire yellow color that I have tried to draw is the tubulin. If you're going to zoom this and see, you will be able to see that two chains are making it. Okay, one is alpha, the other one is beta. So let us see if you are able to get a picture of it. Yeah, this is a very good idea. So your microtubule will be like looking like this. See here, you have this as a helical turn. This alpha chain is like kind of like helical turn it is made. And then you are saying able to see that the beta chain is like kind of again like making one more helical turn. So this is what is your entire what thing. So your microtubule will look like this. It is made up of two different protein subunits. This entire protein is called as tubulin, but there are two different subunits which are making the protein. What are the two subunits? Alpha and beta. So this alpha and beta is like kind of arranged in this fashion so that you are getting the microtubule. Yeah, so they are 13 subunits arranged side by side. So which means this is 13 subunits. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. One more is missing, so it's 13. Each microtubule is composed of 13 subunits arranged side by side. So which means how they will be arranged. So let us say that there is like a alpha, beta, alpha, beta, alpha, beta. So this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again alpha, beta, alpha, beta, alpha, beta. So maybe here there is a beta once again. So this is like 13 things subunits arranged like this. So each microtubule will be made up of 13 subunits arranged side by side in a form of a chain. Are you guys able to understand? So, and the fifth point is they occur singly or as bundles in cytoplasm. Okay, so what are the functions of them? They form the cytoskeleton. What is the meaning of cytoskeleton? Cytoskeleton means cell structure, basic structure. They are involved in cell movements. And what is the third point? They are involved in intracellular transport. Okay, so they are the structures. They form the cilia and flagella. What is the meaning of it? It is from microtubules, the cilia and flagella will form. Okay, so microtubules are the structures. They are involved in cell division. Okay, so these are the functions of microfilaments. So quickly take down. Okay. Can we move on? Yes, children, can we move on? Okay, so the next one is cilia and flagella. So the next one is cilia and flagella. Okay, so they are projections from the cell. They help in movement. They are free. Free moving. They are hair-like structures. Okay, so I think this is quite self-explanatory. So you already have known what is cilia. So if this is the cell and hair-like projections are seen, which is involved in motility, that is cilia. Okay, so if there is a cell and there is like a different type of hair-like structure which is involved in motility, then it is called as flagella. So now we will try to understand what are the differences of what are the differences between cilia and flagella. Okay, so we need to understand what is the basic difference between cilia and flagella. So now what we are going to see is we are going to see that what are the similarities between cilia and flagella, and then we will try to study what is the difference between cilia and flagella. We'll first find what are the similarities. Both are fine. Both are fine hair-like structures. Okay. Both are movable. Both are covered by membrane. Both move forward and backward. Both are made up of microtubules. So these are the similarities. So quickly take down this slide. Wait children, I'll just show you the slide. You please copy this thing down. So people who wanted third slide, please copy. You please copy the third and fourth slide. I'll show first two slides later. Okay, so now can we move on? Slide 1 and 2, we can see it later. Just to start, let us start doing this thing. So now we will try to see what is the difference between cilia and flagella. One, size. Cilia, flagella. Cilia is short, flagella is long. Okay, the length is 5 to 20 nanometer. Whereas here it is 100 to 200 nanometer. The second one is pattern of movement. They are asymmetrical. Flagella's movement is symmetrical. Okay. The way they are beating us, like it is like kind of like the movement itself will be, the pattern will be different. The third one, number. Many cilia are found. Okay. So these are fewer in terms of number. Then again, fourth point. The movement is asymmetrical. Along with the thing, it will be like a row fashion. Rowing pattern. Here it is almost like a wave pattern. You guys know what is a rowing pattern, no? Like how boat is row. I mean, like road. So in that way, how boats are like kind of like road. So in that particular way, the movement will happen. Okay, where it is found? In ducks, cubules, okay, and in paramecium kind of organisms. Ciliates. Okay, it is present in euglenoids, flagellates, and spermatozoa in higher organs. Basically, the difference between these two is that it is seen in duct, ciliated ducts will be there. So you have your trachea and all will be there having that thing. You have urinary tubules. So urinary tubules and all kidney 11, they'll have cilia. Okay. So you'll see cilia there, nasal tract. In all those places, you'll see this thing. Whereas in case of flagella, flagella is seen in only lower organisms. And in terms of higher organism, it is seen only in spermatozoa. Okay, so these are the differences between them. Quickly take down. Tambi, we are talking about duct of human beings. Okay, we are not talking about other duct. You have lots of ducts in human beings. No, you have salivary duct and all is there. So it will help in the movement of other substances. Duct is a pathway through which substances move. You talk about the duct is like you have your intestinal opening. Even in intestinal opening, you'll have lots of cilia will be seen in the cells outside. What will they do? They will help in the movement of the food particles down the digestive tract. What is the meaning of duct? Duct means it is opening. The tubule here, which I am trying to refer, is like renal tubule. You have seen about this proximal convoluted tubule, distal convoluted tubule in kidney. Those kind of structures will also be made up of lined with what? Ciliated cells. So cilia is not only found in smaller organisms. Cilia is found in higher organisms like human beings. Even you have cilia. Cilia found in certain cells inside the body. What will it do? It will help in the movement of substances. Okay. So now we will move on to the next part. Okay. It is Nexin. I will try to tell about it. Just a second, wait. Okay, so you are going to see the ultra structure of cilia and flagella. They have similar structures. Not molecular structure, ultra structure means how it is arranged. Yeah, not at the molecular level. If I'm saying molecular level, I'll have to talk about the molecules. But here it is like we are going to see how it is arranged. Okay, they are made up of 4 parts. The first one is what we call it as a shaft or axone. The second part is called as the basal body. The third part is called as the basal plate. And the fourth part is called as the rootlets. Okay. So are you guys taken down? Done? Okay. So now we'll see what is the structure. Okay. So here it is not showing all the 4 parts. It is just showing you the 2 parts here. Wait a minute. Let me see if I'm able to get all the 4 parts. Okay, so basically this is like kind of showing all the things, but the part is not marked. You can just see it. So if you're seeing cilia, okay, you will be like seeing like you don't have to study all these parts, but I'm just trying to show you what are the parts. The central thing, that green color line that you're seeing, is called as the shaft. Okay, so that is the main part which is there. So that main part is called as axoneme. Okay, and then you are having this particular thing which is the bottom, this yellow color. This yellow color thing that you're seeing here is the basal body. Okay, so the basal body is that one. And from the basal body, what you will be able to see is there will be some plate which will be arranged here. That is what we call it as the basal plate. You're able to see this subdistal appendage. That subdistal appendage is what we call it as the basal plate. Okay, and all these lines that you are getting, that green color things that you are seeing here, that is the rootlet. So this is like going to kind of like fixate this entire thing. So this basal plate, from the basal plate you will get this particular thing, and then you will be able to hold it on. So the main thing is shaft is called as the axoneme. The main part is called as the axoneme. Okay, and then you have a basal body, and then you have a basal plate, and then you have rootlets. These are the 4 things that you need to study at your level. Okay, ignore the other things. Okay, whatever is like kind of like here given here is beyond your level. This is just a diagram I showed you because I thought you will understand it better with a diagram. Okay, you're not studying BSc or you're not studying detail. This is only 11th standard portion. So even for 11th standard, your textbook does not give all these things. So this is axoneme or the shaft, basal body. You have a basal plate followed by you have these things, these structures. Okay, so this is the structure. So if you're going to see the tubule structure, the appendage, okay, this is very important. What is this thing that you're seeing here? You are able to see the axoneme. If you're going to see a cross section of an axoneme, you will see it this way. So what is the meaning of it? So say for example, I have this cilia. If I'm going to cut it, and if I'm going to see this part, how will it be arranged? If I'm going to cut it, I will be able to get a structure like this. So what is this structure made up of? How it is arranged? I'm going to take this part and then zoom it. That is what I have done there in that picture. If this part is taken and then if it is zoomed, you will be able to see a structure like this. Okay, what are those things that you are able to see? Okay, if you are seeing the transverse section, you will see that there are 9 peripheral microtubules. Okay, but which is there in a pair. So you see this is one pair, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. 9 microtubules you are seeing. You are able to see 9 microtubules which occur in a pair or a doublet. And in the center, you are able to see one pair. Okay. So forming a 9 plus 2 arrangement. So this is 9 together. And this one is plus 2. 9 plus 2 arrangement you are able to see. What are these small rings? The small rings are microtubules. Okay. So they are making the central thing, arrangement is made in this way. And there is this red color structure that you are seeing here. That is called as a central sheath. The central sheath is dividing the 9 from the 2. The central sheath is dividing the 9 from the 2. Okay. And what is that you are able to see here? You are able to see there is a interdoublet bridge. This blue color line which is going here is the interdoublet bridge. These things are all interconnected. The light blue structure is the interdoublet bridge. This is the central bridge. You are having a central bridge here. This is the central bridge and this is the interdoublet bridge. Between the doublets, there is a bridge. That is the light blue color. Okay. And then you have something called as a radial spoke, which is arising from it. Light blue circle. Where is the light blue circle, man? This blue and this one, these two things are the microtubules. Okay. This is microtubule, this is microtubule. Both are microtubule. Okay, these two things are microtubules. This is a couplet, doublet. Okay, this is a doublet. 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 Like that, how many arrangements are there? There are 9. Plus, there are 2 distinct microtubules. This is 9 doublet plus 2 single. Okay. So these circles here are made up of what? The circles here are all made up of microtubules. If it is microtubules means how many things it is made up of? It is made up of 13 subunits. Each of this thing will be made up of water. So you just imagine that this is having water. This is a microtubule. This is a microtubule. Like this it is made. This is one pair. So like that you will have the second pair. Like this you will have the third pair. Like this you will have the fourth pair. Like this, how many pairs will you see? So you will see one pair, 2 pair, 3 pair, 4 pair, 5 pair, 6 pair, 7 pair, 8 pair, 9 pair. So all these things are tubules, microtubules. But just that it is made up of two, it is a doublet. It is not a single thing. Okay. And then in the center, you will see two. And this is distinguished by the central sheath. And this is all connected by the bridges. And from here, you are able to see something called as a radial spoke, which is extending. This small line that you're seeing here is the radial spoke. The yellow color structures that you're seeing is all part of what? It is all part of the tubule. The yellow structures that you're seeing is a part of a tubule. Okay. So the axoneme or the shaft, when seen in transverse position, shows 9+2 arrangement of microtubules. 9 arranged in periphery and 1 pair in the center. Okay. And then we have studied about these things. Okay, now we are trying to study about shaft. What is shaft? Okay, I just will be explaining about shaft and basal body. That's all. The center and periphery are separated by what? What is this thing? This red color line that you're seeing? That is separating both these things. The central sheath. Okay. Then what is this line which is connecting these two things? Doublets. The interdoublet bridge. Connects what and what? Connects the 9 doublets in the periphery. Okay, take down. And then you can go for one last point. Here itself I'll write. We have to write about the radial spokes. A radial spoke extends from microtubule towards the central sheath. Okay. Okay, first slide. So people who wanted to take snapshot, please take it. First slide. Second slide. Third. Fourth. Fifth. Sixth. Seventh. Eighth. One. Two. Three. Four. Five. Six. Seven. Eight. Children, this would be the link as of now. I think I would suggest you to go to Learnity and then take the link from there. Okay. So please take the links from Learnity on a day-to-day basis. Just go and check once again daily, because there are some security issues and we are trying to resolve it. You just go see Learnity, whichever batch 11th online class, that is you. Yeah, you can use the meeting ID. Suppose if you are like waiting for too long, you have to go and check in Learnity better. So if you are new here, like the timetable today is you have 4 periods. The first period is biology, second one is maths, third one is chemistry, and the fourth one is physics. Am I right? Others? And then you have a doubt clarification section at 5:30 to 6:30. Today it is physics. Preetham, you are from which school? Which class are you? So doubt clarification today is for physics, sir. Did you attend classes with the batch 2 or this is the batch 1 you have already attended? Preetham. I have unmuted you. You can just talk for a while. So tell me, which batch were you attending?